Video, I'm going to show you how to spin up a code space so you can start programming in R or Python right from GitHub. So here I am in my account. You'll see now we've got this tab up here, Codespaces. So let's go ahead and create a repository that we're going to associate our code space with. Space. What the heck? Public, that's fine. Add a README. Great. Okay, so got that. And let's go up to Codespaces. All right, so the templates here would be really nice. And they're great if you're a Python user. You could do Jupyter Notebook, but we're R programmers. So let's go over to New Codespace. And so we're ignoring the templates. Select a repository. I called it code space. There it is. So I need to associate it with a repository, and let's create it. Oh, you can also pick how big it is. I set up a small one. Okay, great. So now we have this code space, and it's going to be linked to the repository once it gets set up here. Okay, there we go. So you can see in our repository, we just have that README. That's okay. We're going to add things in a moment. But first, we need to add a virtual environment, our coding environment. Now, you only have to do this the first time. After you set this up, it's going to have that container specified. So you want to go down at the bottom, hit Codespaces. That gets you to like your power menu. And the thing you want is add dev container configuration files. So this is going to be a pre-specified container. So you don't want to be building this by yourself. So there is a nice community one for data science. It's got Python, R, Julia, and more. It's true, it is kind of bloated. It is going to take a long time to start up. But it only takes a long time to start up the first time. So let's go ahead and use that. So I selected that. I'm going to say OK. So you can see it's adding our dev container configuration. Perfect. Now it says it noticed a change to that dev container. Do you want to rebuild the container? Yes, because don't have anything there. So let's go ahead and rebuild. Now, as I said, this container is kind of big. So it's going to take a little while to rebuild, but it only takes a long time, like the first time. The next few times you go into your code space, it's going to spin up a lot faster. So I'll talk a little about this while it's kind of spinning up here. So it's going to create this dev container JSON file, and that's got the information in there. You don't really need to edit that much. You don't need to edit that. I edit mine sometimes because I customize my code spaces. But I think when you get started, you don't need to. This data science container has a lot of stuff in it. So, and once you're in there, you're going to be able to install packages into R in kind of the normal way. Actually, I think in that JSON file, there is a place where you specify like the R packages you want to install. But anyhow, once you get this set up, you can just start poking around in there. It's not that hard to figure out. The nice thing too is that once you have this dev container JSON file in your repository, all you have to do to create a code space for another repository is copy that file. And probably what you want to do is create a template repository that has a dev container JSON file set up just the way you want it. we're going to take a look at that as soon as this thing gets built. And then you can just use that template repository to set up your Codespaces. So you don't have to do this step we're doing right now. Okay, it's taking a while. There we go. Okay. Yay. Okay, so now, great. So now we have this container. It's got R, it's got Python. Super. Okay. So, and you can see here's this, it's got this dev container folder that it created. It's got the Docker file in there. This is the thing that's got all that, you know, R and Python and all that stuff in here. And then these are like settings, but you know, don't worry about that in the beginning. Just close that. Okay, so now let's go here. So this is, they give us like this demo files test project if you want to see it. Python, R. They're using Jupyter notebooks, but let's not do that. Let's go ahead and add a new file, and I don't know why it's doing it there. I don't want to do it there. Let's do it here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so let's do test RMD. So we're going to make a markdown file. So there we go. So now we've got a markdown file. There might be an extension that could help, but I don't think we need it. What do we want to do? So the data one has things like tidyverse. So yeah, this is our markdown. Can I remember how to do? I can't remember how to. There you go. Okay. Great. I don't know why. What did you not recognize here? Okay, I think what I want is an extension here. Search extension. R. There we go. Install that. I think that'll help me. Okay. No, I don't think I need that. Okay, great. Yeah, so with that extension, now it recognizes that this is our markdown. So I can run this chunk. And I think what's going to happen is going to show up over here. Yeah, there we go. So it kind of shows up there. You know, the interface is different, you know, because we're in Visual Studio Code. But anyhow, yeah, that's it. And then when you make changes, go over here. This is your Git console. So you can see, got all these things here. So I can just sort of commit and, you know, add some, you know, add the container actually. Commit. Okay, stage, yeah, sure. It stages and commits them. Yeah, that's great. Sync, this is going to push it up to the repo. Okay. And you'll see it asks me too if you want to periodically fetch. So like if there are changes in the repository, you could fetch them. So you could do that if you wanted. What else can I show you here? So like I said, you can work with your R Markdown files here, but this data science container that I loaded, it does have Jupyter notebooks. Some people really like them. I'm not a huge fan of them. I've used them a lot. I do like them. I do like them. They're just version control with Jupyter notebooks is can be really painful. So anyhow, I don't know why that's taking a long time. It must be doing some sort of, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. This is Jupyter Notebooks. Oh, I see. It probably needs to load up some sort of different library. Probably we can go over to Python here and it'll be better. Yeah. Anyhow, you get the idea. All right. Have fun.